There are over 200 words in this Mother's Day tribute, but it's the one word that's missing from the original Mother's section that reveals the entire strategy behind the post. If your gut told you that something fell off in the Kyle Appleford Instagram Mother's Day post, you were actually witnessing a masterclass in linguistic displacement. The subtle process of launching a new family leader while turning the original mother into a historical footnote. Today we're going to look at a forensic breakdown of how a public narrative is rewritten, one adjective at a time. Before we dive into the data, a quick reminder. This video is a forensic analysis of public narrative, not a call to action. My goal is to study the mechanics of communication, not to incite harassment against any individual. Please keep this discussion in the comments respectful and focused on the linguistic patterns we are discussing today. So today we are diving into something that honestly sparked a massive emotional reaction online. Not because of yelling, not because of drama, not because of some explosive scandal, but because of language. A Mother's Day Instagram post. And specifically, the way that post appeared to describe Jenny versus the way it described Brit. And when a creator has built such a deeply emotional public story over the years, especially one centered around illness, family, grief, motherhood, and legacy, people naturally begin paying very close attention to wording. Because wording matters. Words reveal emphasis. Words reveal framing. Words reveal emotional focus, and words reveal what audiences emotionally notice. And many viewers felt this post revealed something much bigger than just a Mother's Day tribute. Some people saw healing. Some people saw a blended family trying to move forward. Some people saw kindness and gratitude. But others saw something else. A transition, a shift, a redefinition of the public family narrative. And today we're going to carefully walk through why people interpreted this post so differently. The post begins by saying, "Happy Mother's Day to two amazing women, the best mothers I know." Right away, both women are being honored positively. Both are included, both are praised, and both are acknowledged. The tribute continues on by calling them both brave and acknowledging that they both work so hard for your babies. And without you, our family does not run. What's interesting and what you'll note here is the use of the word are here is present tense. So speaking and Jenny in present tense is kind of strange in my personal opinion. So up until this point, Kyle has given values-based compliments, which are focused on character and effort, not appearance. The statement, "without you, our family does not run," is a powerful statement of dependency. It places both women as an essential to the family function. But then the post separates into two distinct sections, one directed towards Jenny and one directed towards Brit. And this is where many viewers began noticing differences in tone, emotional emphasis, and framing. The section on Jenny focuses heavily on giving children, showing him how to be a father, loving family, and a loving presence that echoes. He closes his tribute out with, quote, "Your smile, nurturing voice, and loving presence echo through our house and our hearts." By thanking Jenny for showing him how to be a dad and for giving him children, it does, at least for me, make me feel like she's more frozen in the past and seen as a provider and the source of children and the teacher of that role. This section for Brit reads, "Thank you for entering my life, loving my babies as your own, working so incredibly hard, and being so kind. You're such an amazing mother to all of our beautiful babies. Your beauty and grace shine through day in and day out, and I'm so excited to continue to watch you shine in motherhood." Now, what you'll notice here is inclusion and acknowledgement. Britain is recognized not just as a partner, but as a mother in her own right. Now, this is where the interpretation begins, because some viewers saw this simply as honoring a late wife and honoring a current wife. But others began focusing not just on what was said, but on how it was said, and that distinction matters. One of the biggest observations that the audiences made was this: Jenny's section often feels very rooted in reflection and memory, while Brit's section feels rooted in the future and in the present. Jenny is associated with foundation, formation, history, memory, and emotional legacy. Brit is associated with growth, continuation, active motherhood, present identity, and future movement. Many viewers interpret this as symbolic, not necessarily intentionally symbolic, but emotionally symbolic. And because audiences spent years attached to Jenny and her role in the family story, many viewers felt strongly by seeing language that was more reflective about Jenny while feeling more active and affirming toward Brit. One comment on Reddit said, "Second, Jenny's tribute feels short and so to the point. No emotion involved. Thanks for showing me how to be a dad. Cool, bro. That wasn't her job. That was yours." Another quote on the forum said, quote, "I'm going to add this to Jenny's part. Thank you for working so incredibly hard to stay alive for me and the kids, despite how excruciatingly painful that was for you." And another commenter on Reddit said, "So gross how he speaks so distantly of Jenny and chooses more endearing words for Britain. Jenny was an amazing mother. She didn't just give you kids and show you how to be a dad, Kyle. Have some respect. Like others have mentioned too, it's weird to call Brit a mother to all their kids when they just started blending their families and have spent like 2 days collectively as a group. I'm rolling my eyes so hard right now." Two words generated enormous discussion online. Those words were echo and shine. Jenny's love is described as echoing through the hearts and the home, while Brit is described as someone who shines. Linguistically, those create very different emotional imagery. An echo suggests memory, lasting impact, something emotionally preserved, a lingering presence. But shine feels current, visible, active, forward-facing, and present tense. Many viewers interpreted these two words almost as symbolic representations of two emotional eras. Jenny representing emotional legacy, and Brit representing the present and the future. Some might interpret that the language has shifted the role. And again, interpretation is not the same thing as accusation. But online audiences analyze symbolism very intensely, especially when they are emotionally invested in a long-running family story. One commenter on Reddit said, "It's super bizarre that they are referring to each other as mommy and daddy with all four kids so soon into the relationship, and especially since her kids still very much have a living dad." Another commenter responded by saying, "Yeah, and this is exactly what Jenny was worried about, and now it all makes sense. Just because she is not physically on this earth does not make her any less their mom." Another interesting point people discussed involved the verbs used. Jenny, quote, "showing me how to be a daddy." And with Brit, quote, "I'm excited to continue to watch you shine into motherhood." With Jenny, the wording positions Kyle as the learner, the student, the person being shaped. With Brit, the wording feels more observational, admiring, and supportive. Again, no framing is automatically bad or good, but audiences noticed the emotional differences. Jenny's section feels deeply foundational. Brit's section feels affirming and future oriented. One of the biggest audience conversation centered around the best, most amazing mother. Brit is described in the post as being, quote, "an amazing mother." Jenny is not directly labeled with that exact phrase at all. Now, some viewers have said that that doesn't mean much, but others, they interpreted that distinction emotionally. One can interpret that the wording publicly elevated Brit's motherhood in a more active and direct way, especially because motherhood itself is such a central emotional symbol in this story. And again, that does not prove malicious intent, but it does explain why emotional reactions became so strong. Another heavily discussed point involved the language surrounding the children. Jenny is thanked for giving him beautiful children, while Brit is described as an amazing mother to our beautiful babies. Many viewers interpreted this as symbolizing a shift toward a new unified family identity. Some sources saw that as beautiful, others saw it as emotionally difficult, especially viewers still emotionally attached to the original family structure audience watched for years. One thing that fascinates me about modern social media is that people just don't casually watch. They analyze things just like they would a media statement. People study word choice, sentence structure, emotional emphasis, symbolism, imagery, photo order, tone, and framing, especially in emotionally charged creator communities. Audiences increasingly treat creators like public narratives. And when the narrative changes, people analyze every single detail. One viewer recently brought to my attention the difference in how Jenny was acknowledged by Kyle immediately after her passing versus how she was acknowledged in this very Mother's Day tribute piece. And as you'll see momentarily, the difference is quite striking. When Jenny passed away, Kyle wrote, "It's been extremely difficult to think of how to post this, how to come up with the right words to say, and how to do such a beautiful spirit justice. I think the truth is, I keep waiting for the right time to post about my wife's passing, to let everyone know that the world lost such a perfect human being. The problem is, I think there will never be a right time." Our beautiful Jenny peacefully passed away on November 5th, 2023, surrounded by the one she loved in the comfort of her own bed and in her own home. My gorgeous wife is all that glitters. She is peace, she is kindness, she is love, and she is perfection. The kids and I will never be the same, but Jenny's love was and is so powerful that she will always be with us every step of the way. Every night seems a lot emptier, every day seems a bit harder, and every picture seems to constantly remind me of the love that my wife possesses for us all. As I have said many times in the past, she was the most beautiful person I knew, courageous, kind, funny, compassionate, and the world was better because of her. Our family was better because of her. Those who followed her journey were better because of her, and I truly believe the medical field is better because of her. She finally won. She beat cancer. It's finally dead. But my wife and her spirit will soar above us all until we meet again. As we navigate these difficult days ahead, please keep our beautiful babies in your thoughts and prayers as they learn to grieve the loss of the most gracious mother. If you see a penny, pick it up. It's Jenny. If you see something sparkle out of the corner of your eye, Jenny. A ladybug lands around you, Jenny. A beautiful butterfly flying gracefully through the air, Jenny. I love you, my sweet girl, forever and always. You are my baby bear, your loving husband. There is a massive and stark difference between how Jenny was described upon her passing by Kyle and how she was described in this Mother's Day post. For years, audiences watched fear, illness, parenting, hope, grief, vulnerability, family moments, and emotional struggle. Many viewers emotionally associated Jenny with strength and motherhood, sacrifice, resilience, and unconditional love. So, when audiences now witness the public family narrative evolving, many experience emotional tension. The public family identity appears to be evolving into a new phase. Now, audiences are witnessing remarriage, blending family dynamics, and a different emotional structure. So many viewers interpreted this Mother's Day post as symbolic of that transition. The post ended with, I have been blessed by God with two shining examples of mothers, and I couldn't have asked for two better mothers for all of my children. I love you both so much. Do you think this conversation is more about how an audience who is deeply connected to a long running and emotional family story can process when that story and its main character are no longer central and front to the story? Or do you think that this story more has to do with the fact that Jenny, the mother of this YouTube page who passed away from cancer and who had created this video diary for a legacy for her children, and that legacy is now being changed to a new relationship vlog. What do you think the core of this really is? Do you think people are looking too deep into the wording, or do you think there's something legitimate here that is being communicated past a simple Mother's Day message? Please, let's discuss this in the comments, and let's keep this discussion as respectful as possible. These concepts of grief and struggle and legacy are very complicated, and we can certainly discuss those without any harassment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe because I'm doing some more deep dives into this case study in the future and others that I know you will find invaluable. Thanks for being here and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.